just came back from meeting a friend for lunch. And while I was walking back, I was thinking about how all my videos have always been, I guess, just like, very edited and with a lot of sound effects and music. And I was just thinking about how maybe I would like to sit down and have an honest chat and just talk to you guys about just normal day-to-day things, and maybe you're not interested in at all, and maybe you are. I'm just looking at myself in the thing and I think I'm overexposed, so that's better. So yeah, I just got home from meeting a friend that I haven't seen for ages for lunch. It was so nice, and I just wanted to turn on my camera and just chat to you guys about maybe this journey of content creation and why I started it and how I did it, what was the first thing I did, and yeah, just talk to you guys through it. And I'm gonna make a coffee in the meantime as well, so just bear with me. So, chats and coffee. So I'm gonna go for root and branch coffee from Brazil. Tasting notes are milk chocolate, caramel, sweet nuts, and green apple. Very nice, very nice. So I guess let's start with why I started creating content. So I feel like I've said this before, but I've always looked at people that create content, and I thought that I would be good at it. Not in the sense that I would kill it, but in the sense that I would enjoy sharing things online, because I've always been very interested in photography and media. And yeah, sorry if that's too loud, that's just my kettle boiling the water for my coffee. And yes, but it's always been in my mind, but I've never done it. But I guess this is where the actual story of why I did it starts. So 2024 started, and I was working in a social media agency in Dublin. I'm still in Dublin. And I was working for a social media agency in Dublin, and I was doing just looking after clients, creating content, scheduling things, reporting, all of the social media manager tasks. And myself and my boyfriend, we decided that we wanted to move to Australia. So in April, I gave my notice in work, and I told them that I was going to move to Australia, and I had booked my flights for August. So I told them in April that I was finishing up at the end of June. So I was taking July, and I was leaving at the end of August. So I was taking the whole of July and August pretty much to just chill and take it easy and enjoy summer months in Ireland while I was getting ready to move away. I think that water's ready. Sorry, this is going to be a bit annoying, so I'm going to stop talking and then I'll continue. Okay, I have hot water, coffee. So yeah, I was in this agency for 2 years. I gave in my notice, and I finished up at the end of June, like I had planned. And I was just enjoying summer here, and I was waiting for some results from my smear test. So basically, when I was 25, so 3 years ago, I got my first smear test through Cervical Check, which is, if you're not in Ireland, it's like a program where you're automatically sent into this thing when you're 25 and you do routine smear checks, essentially. So I had my one done in 2020, whenever, when I was 25. And that smear test came back, so that test came back fine. It came up HPV positive, but everyone gets HPV. I was told it was really normal and that my body would get rid of it in probably a year. But it meant that I had to get another one a year after, just to like double check that it was gone. And so the year after was last year when I was meant to leave, 2024. So I was meant to get it in August after a year, and I was about to leave. So I called them and I said that I was moving away, if there was a chance that I could have it before the year, and they gave me an appointment for June. So in June I got that smear test, which I thought was going to go fine, and I didn't think I was going to have the virus at all. And I got my test results literally 2 weeks before I was going to fly away to Australia, and the test results came back saying that I still had HPV, so HPV positive, and that they had found some abnormal cells in my cervix. So that meant that I had to reschedule all that trip because I had to have some more tests, and I had to go get a colposcopy, which is essentially a microscope goes into your cervix and they see what are the abnormal cells and where they are and what's the amount. So anyway, it meant that my whole trip had to be cancelled and rescheduled. So I was still in Ireland. I didn't have a job because I finished up in June. And yeah, and I really didn't know what I had. So yeah, fast forward, then I had to get a couple of tests, and I had to get a procedure done in October to remove the abnormal cells, called LEDS procedure, which they sort of like cut a bit of a piece of your cervix where the abnormal cells are, and they take that away. So I had to get that, and because I got that, it meant that I had a lot of like downtime, because you couldn't really go for a run or exercise, and I was in pain even like walking for like a bit more than like a kilometer. So anyway, from August till October, it was a bit messy. I was just waiting on results. I didn't really know what I was gonna do, and I couldn't really plan anything because I didn't know what I had, or like if I had to get more tests or anything like that. So while I was going through all of that, I thought about, why don't I just do a couple of courses online while I have the time. I think I'm like a bit of like an overthinker, so I don't like, in my head, if I'm doing nothing, I'm wasting time. So I started looking at courses, and I found this course on video editing and another course on After Effects, which is essentially like animation. Both really short courses. It was in Skillshare, so really, just basic courses. And I finished those two courses a bit more confident on what I could do, I guess. And up until then, I was just thinking of that those two courses were just going to be for like better my skills, but not to like actually do anything with them at that stage. But while I was waiting for results on that procedure and everything, an opportunity came up that I was going to start this like new account with this girl, that we were going to do this collaboratively, and it was going to be sort of like a marketing page where we were going to like share like the up-to-date like marketing trends and like brands that were like killing it, and like new campaigns and all of that. So I guess that's where like content creation sort of like started. But this account was going to be a collaboration of the two of us, and she already had like her own like agency. She was already like established in like the marketing world or whatever, and I didn't really have anything to bring people towards. Like, we were gonna have this joint account, and I really didn't have anything, just like my website and my Instagram account, which was quite a personal photo Instagram account. So I thought, before we launched that, I want to maybe start doing something with my personal account that would bring that when people like go and follow us individually, I can offer something to them. So I wanted to sort of like build my personal brand ahead of that launch of the social media marketing page. And so essentially that's when I like sat down and I started thinking, what can I build content on? What do I like? And how can I do this? So it was that pushed me into actually starting to create content. I don't think I would have done it if I didn't have that sort of like push that I had to do it. And so that's when it's just like started, and I just started maybe sharing, like I started with carousels, and then very soon after, it was all, even to this day, I'm like constantly thinking about like doing things better. And I guess it's sort of like a bad thing as well, in a sense, because I'm never like satisfied with what I do. But I started doing carousels, and I wasn't going to do videos because I wasn't really comfortable with speaking to the camera. Even like now, this feels a bit scary, only because in the rest of my videos I have a script and I sort of like know what I'm going to say, but in videos like this I don't, and English is not my first language, although I know my English is very good, but I am conscious that I can make mistakes, and maybe that's why I don't normally do these kind of videos, but who cares. And I started doing videos because I knew that reels were actually what people wanted to see. And yeah, that's sort of like what started my whole content creation era, I guess. So all these first 6 months, I think, are just going to be a bit of like a trial and error, and just see what works best and what people like, what you guys like, what you don't like. Oh God, that was rant. But no, essentially I wanted to come on YouTube. What I've been doing at the moment is I've been putting a lot of my time into making these like really cinematic, not that cinematic, but like it takes me a long time because I'm no expert in doing this. So it takes me a long time to do one reel for Instagram. And I think that I've sort of been putting off like creating content for YouTube and TikTok because I know that what works in Instagram is not going to work that well on the other platforms. So I think my YouTube is going to be a bit more like this, like unscripted, unedited, just raw content, me chatting to you guys and maybe like telling you guys what's been on my mind and sharing a bit more about myself, and yeah, I think that's gonna be it. I'm just gonna grab a cup and sit down and chat to you guys a bit more. How nice is this cup? Got it in France. So yeah, so that's my content creation journey so far. I think what I'm trying to do at the moment, because I'm moving away, and at the moment in Dublin I live with my parents and I'm not paying rent, and obviously once I move out in Australia I'm gonna have to pay rent. So yeah, I'm kind of worried of how that is gonna affect the time that I'm gonna have to put into my content creation. But at the end of the day, this is something I need to work on, because I'm always like worrying about things that are in the future and that I don't really have control of right now. So I think I'm just gonna go with it and see over there how I can manage it, and if that means maybe doing more videos like this that don't require so much editing time, or maybe doing shorter videos, or maybe doing like less videos and a bit more carousels. I think I'll just have to see. So yeah, if you're in Sydney and you have like a small shop, or you want to build your personal brand and you want videos or photos, hit me up. But yeah, thank you guys for sitting with me and listening to me chat about my journey. Let me know if you guys like these sort of videos, because I definitely enjoyed it, and I think I would like to keep doing them for YouTube, for my YouTube fam. Yeah, maybe we can try like different coffees every time we sit down. This one's very nice. Very nice coffee, very nice. Okay. So I actually just realized that I didn't continue the story of like, am I doing the marketing account now? So when I started doing content for It's Just Aggie, I guess I realized that I really liked it, and I really liked sharing like things that I really enjoyed. And although I do really enjoy marketing and I have done it for like a couple of years, once I started building my personal brand, I didn't think that brand was gonna really match with my personal brand, and that I wouldn't just be able to like sort of like link them together, because like one thing was like a marketing account, but then I was like in my personal brand, I was like sharing things about like life and like learnings, and I just I couldn't really have two passion projects that were both not going to bring any money and that I had to create content for, because I was spending already so much time creating videos for It's Just Aggie. So I was like, I can't really take on two passion projects and be developing It's Just Aggie, and then on the other side a marketing account that I'm going to have to build content for, and spend so much time doing both things without getting paid. So I had to choose between one of them, and I chose to go with my personal brand and keep developing that and keep trying to grow that, and yeah, just put all my time into that for as long as I can and give it a proper shot, instead of like trying to stretch myself out and doing too many things all at once, especially while I'm like moving away to a different country and I have to like find just getting used to a new city, culture, time difference, people, finding more freelance. Yeah, I just wouldn't have been able to keep it going. So I'm not doing that anymore, and I'm just doing this now. I'm doing content for myself and building that personal brand, and yeah. Anyway, we're finished now.